Nvidia, as you're saying recently, has been banned in China.
Yeah.
UK, as Ray Dalio was putting it, they have a lot of social issues in between that is causing even the Prime Minister himself to always try and calm the citizen in another way.
Yeah.
And they have all these big plans, especially after their budget, inclusive of defense infrastructure to defend Ukraine.
Yeah.
Are you saying right now that perhaps in the coming months, if these, of course, political and socio-economic issues are not resolved, we might see even higher inflows in, safe haven assets like Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, and of course, gold in this matter, at least in the next, to wrap up this year, to be specific?
Well, I think one good bet is on gold miners.
Okay.
I checked out recently the gold miners in South Africa.
Yeah.
On average, the stocks are up 100% each.
Yeah, okay.
And that's across board. All the miners, they are just making like crazy returns.
Okay.
So defense in Europe has been allocated a huge budget.
Yeah.
So defense contractors, all those listed companies, they are making good returns.
Yes.
So that might be a good bet, especially if the EU insists on defending Ukraine more.
Hello guys, good afternoon from this side of Nairobi. I hope you are well wherever you are. Yet another episode of Bullish Banter to wrap up Q3, which has been quite eventful, from tariffs being extended to FOMC having a new member, to FOMC cutting rates with significant impact on gold markets, to Nasdaq hitting multiple all-time highs, and obviously dollar continuing to weaken. Quite an eventful market so far. How are you doing, Rufus? How are you surviving in these markets?
Well, so far, I would say I'm surviving well.
Okay.
We have seen Bitcoin pick up from previous lows.
Yes. You had to start there. Nasdaq, oil, cool story. But Bitcoin,
Not the best start for Chelsea on the Champions League.
Okay. Okay.
But let's see how it progresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any highlights you have had for the quarter so far?
Well, I would say volatility has been clearly on the upside. So it's not like those previous years where you say, during summer the markets are slow. This time they were really moving.
Okay.
Volatility ranging from what happened with Tesla.
Yes.
Yesterday, China decided to ban Nvidia chip imports.
For context, that will be 17th of September. At least when we're recording this on 18th. So yesterday, 17th, yeah.
Yeah. So there has these moves that just come up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Then you see a big spike in a stock, whether it's up or down. Well, that volatility is good, but for an investor, it might not be the best time.
Would you say so, given the way I think we have had multiple, there was a time early September where we had almost 10 days continuously of Nasdaq, S&P 500 hitting all-time highs and things like that?
Well, I would say for this quarter, you don't have to be a good trader. You just follow the trend. Like gold is going up, SP 500 up, Nasdaq up. Dow Jones has also been going up. And if you are a Euro USD trader, this is your best year ever. Literally, the currency is up 14%. Almost a vertical direction.
After almost a year or two ago when we were seeing it going at parity. Quite an interesting market so far. I think you have some comments from the previous episodes. And I think we have had quite interesting guests. Of course, you can share whomever you like from that episode and what you learned best by joining the Bullish Banter Telegram community. Hopefully, you can share your insights, and obviously, feel free to banter as well, especially if you have been one of those who attempted to catch a falling knife.
Well,
or a rising rocket.
I would say if you want some tips, updates, and what's happening in the markets, then you definitely need to join the Bullish Banter community on Telegram. Yeah,
perhaps maybe we can introduce as well live commentary so that, after good afternoon, you decide whether you'll catch a falling knife or you'll fly away with the rocket,
Definitely. So check the links in the description below for the Bullish Banter Telegram community. So on the last episode where we featured George FX Mastery, we had a lot of engagement. I'll try to highlight some of the key comments. So one comment from Joseph Kimani. I watched the whole video, so inspiring. The video gets better and better with every minute. Yesterday, I blew $15 on the non-farm payrolls. I wasn't happy, but I didn't let that affect me. Still grinding and refining, looking forward to pass a 5K prop account I purchased recently. I wouldn't mind if someone offered to mentor me and hold my hand.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe this is what we do.
Okay.
Definitely mentoring traders. So if you are watching this for the first time and you don't know about the market snapshots, this is where we do daily analysis about the market, focusing on the news, technical analysis from Monday to Friday at exactly 11 a.m. So on top of that, on the Bullish Banter Telegram community, we get to talk about trading ideas, trading psychology. We cover different asset classes. So once you join the community, I believe this will be more on the mentorship side. And we basically hold your hand. If you have any questions, don't fear, just raise them and we will be there to answer. So on the second question is from Derry Musk. Musk like Elon Musk.
Yes.
So this is a this conversation is inspiring. Thank you, George, Rufus, and Jesse. So that was a thank you message. Last one from Alex Omondi. I love this podcast. It has really motivated me to continue in my Forex trading journey. So it's always good to have great feedback from our listeners. We appreciate you. We are going to bring even more guests. And if you think you can out-chat us, if you think you know about the markets more than Jesse, then this table is definitely for you. I'm tired of having this guy every day.
Okay, if you say so. Now, straight to it. Yesterday, FOMC. I've had a bit of chat with a couple of traders, mixed reactions. You know, the new Fed member, Myran, or Myran, as he pronounces it, dissented by requesting a 50 basis points.
Yeah.
And the dot plots we had were saying only maybe one more rate cut, totaling 50 by the end of the year, 50 basis points.
Yeah.
But there were other members who are pushing for at least two more, totaling to 75 basis points by the end of the year, which will bring it to a rate of around 3.5 to 3.75. First of all, based on that, are you seeing further weakening of the dollar in the next quarter, given what we have seen this last 2 or 3 months?
Well, in the last quarter, I expect mixed performance in the dollar.
Yeah.
So on one side, I saw that Fed dot plots, and they are all suggesting that there will be two more rate cuts, 25 basis points each. So while all the Fed members except one voted for a 25 basis point cut, the one who was just appointed by Trump, of course, he had to, thank the boss.
Okay.
So he voted for a 50 basis point cut.
Yes.
So going towards December, so we are looking at a meeting in October and one in December.
Yeah.
So if we get the second rate cut, we just got the first of the year in September, then that would likely signal that there will be another one in December, and we should be able to see a continuing weakening of the dollar.
Okay.
However, as we approach the end of the year, we have to consider these other factors. On one side, SP 500 is at a new all-time high. Dow Jones, the same thing. The Nasdaq index is also at a new all-time high. And I'm talking about today as we record. So gold is very close or near to its all-time high. Just hit a new all-time high yesterday. So when you look at all these assets and they have been making a lot of returns for investors, at some point, it's reasonable to expect some profit taking. If you're a hedge fund manager, investment banker, and you have bumper returns all year long, then you might want to take an early break, go for Christmas, and we could be seeing that being priced in perhaps around November.
Okay.
So if we happen to see stocks changing direction and gold, let's say, having some form of profit taking and correction, then it's likely that the dollar could find some room for regaining some strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you are saying closing for Christmas, and the Santa rally is coming up. So you might want to watch it. Now, that was very interesting in terms of how you view it in terms of profit taking. we are in a price discovery zone. So if you would be to advise a trader, yes, profit taking. When do I know it's profit taking? Is it maybe after a major news event? And perhaps for you, what type of data or fundamental, reports that will be coming between now and maybe the next FOMC meeting would you be looking at to guide you or hint at you? Maybe after the profit taking has hit the bottom, be it at 3,600 for gold or 3,550, whichever price it will be. Which data would you be looking at to give you a hint of, okay, we are about again to start another rally? Perhaps if there'll be a next cut coming, signifying further weakness to the dollar, and obviously another rally coming. What?
Well, personally, I don't look at fundamentals when it comes to profit taking.
Okay.
Think of an overextended rally, and in this case, there is no candlesticks on the left because these assets are at all-time highs. Like they have never been there before.
Yeah.
So this means there is no support or resistance levels to observe. So you are technically looking at a chart that is facing up, basically cruising through the sky, and you're wondering when is it going to start coming down. So the idea is to keep trading the trend. If it's going up, you keep riding that trend. But then, in my experience, we normally see it happen this way. The market starts to stagnate. If it was rising, let's say by 500 pips per day, you start seeing 400, you start seeing 300, 200. And then at one period of time, you might see 2 consecutive days where the price drop is equivalent to the last 10 days gains. Now you know that there is some form of profit taking because it comes with panic.
Okay.
So as they always say, bulls rise up the stairs, bears jump off the window.
Okay.
So in profit taking, there is some form of panicking, and it's often revealed through big players in the market. So when a big player, let's say like JP Morgan, let's say announces they have sold a certain position, let's say in the NASDAQ, then people realize that, hey, it's time to take profit. So these orders are not reported immediately. So in order to understand what's happening, you'd have to observe it in the charts.
Okay.
Rather than wait until when they are reporting and a stock, let's say an index is down 10, 15%, that's not the time to short.
What if you are to use, commitment of traders report, the CFTC report that comes in maybe on?
It's also a lagging indicator.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So by the time they are reporting that these companies have been selling, or the smart money have been selling,
yes,
the stock is already down.
Okay.
And the moment you see the first day,
then
the second consecutive day, you have wiped out like 10 days of bullish momentum. Then you know this is definitely the footprint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting that you mentioned that. I'm looking at another asset class which is moving on its own world.
Yeah.
Today, the last 2 days, that is 17th and 18th, gold is down almost 3 or 4%.
Yeah.
While on the other hand, your favorite pair, Bitcoin, is up almost 2%. That is today on 18th. What is driving that momentum? Is it that people are cashing out on this other side and rotating it to crypto, or what would you attribute that bullish run on?
Well, I would say that spot Bitcoin ETFs have been getting a lot of demand lately.
Okay.
So a lot of investors have been looking that way, especially considering that there has been a lot of bushfire in bonds.
Yeah.
I've called it bushfire because it's burning everywhere. Like you try escaping to the UK, their yields are going down.
Yeah.
If you look at France, Germany, they are all facing similar challenges.
Yeah.
So when, for instance, the UK has a 4% interest rate, then that's from the Bank of England, but then the yields are way above 5% for the 30-year bond. So that means that a lot of investors are dumping, and the UK is having to pay a much higher cost for raising money.
Okay.
So when you see this happening, and you know that the overall direction of these central banks is down, like they are just cutting interest rates, then we can easily relate with what happened in Kenya.
Okay.
So you remember when Kamau became the CBK governor, and he jacked up rates all the way to 13.5%. So during that period, the bond yields were really high. We were seeing investors getting 18, 19, 20%. As we speak today, he has lowered the interest rates to what? Is it 9.5%?
It's 9.75. 9.75,
Yeah, 9.75%.
Yeah.
And then within that momentum, from 13.5 to 9, the bond yields have been moving more than double that because they moved from around 18, 19%. And now we are looking at around what? Sub 10, yeah. So we are seeing bonds yielding 9%.
Yeah.
So as a result, you can see the rotation happening in the markets where a lot of investors who are going for treasuries are now going for the stock market. Yeah. And right now, the Nairobi Securities Exchange is one of the best performing exchanges around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that kind of rotation could also be playing out in the US.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think early in the year, I had thought that given the tariff talk, maybe European stock market would benefit.
Yeah.
But perhaps they're not doing so well on that front. Maybe my question would be, given you have said UK is going through a lot of problems, and I think I'll try a bit to touch on this before I proceed to the other topic, whereby they have problem raising funds.
Yeah.
There is an interview I was watching recently whereby Ray Dalio was saying that the social problems in UK and the infrastructure they are doing, they might not be able to raise enough funds. But now if you look at it on the other side, OpenAI, Nvidia are looking to invest in UK. Nvidia, as you're saying recently, has been banned in China.
Yeah.
And you know, UK, as Ray Dalio was putting it, they have a lot of social issues in between that is causing even the Prime Minister himself to always try and calm the citizen in another way.
Yeah.
And they have all these big plans, especially after their budget, inclusive of defense infrastructure to defend Ukraine.
Yeah.
Are you saying right now that perhaps in the coming months, if these, of course, political and socio-economic issues are not resolved, we might see even higher inflows in, you know, safe haven assets like Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, and of course, gold in this matter, at least in the next, to wrap up this year, to be specific?
Well, I think one good bet is on gold miners.
Okay.
I checked out recently the gold miners in South Africa.
Yeah.
On average, the stocks are up 100% each.
Yeah, okay.
And that's across board. All the miners, they are just making like crazy returns.
Okay.
So defense in Europe has been allocated a huge budget.
Yeah.
So defense contractors, all those listed companies, they are making good returns.
Yes.
So that might be a good bet, especially if the EU insists on defending Ukraine more.
Yeah.
So from today's meeting between Trump and Keir Starmer, there should be some kind of negotiation around Ukraine.
Okay.
Of course, we know Trump can't shut down. So at some point, he'll speak about it.
Yeah.
And once he speaks, then we'll know where they stand between US-UK in the Russia-Ukraine issue. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You left something. Nvidia and stock market. Nvidia has been up and down this year a lot.
Yeah.
Is it still the, you know, people have accused it of trading as a meme stock?
Well, it's still the crown jewel.
Yeah.
So far as we speak today, there's no company that can produce chips that have a better performance than Nvidia.
Yeah.
So for Nvidia, it's about capacity, not demand. Demand is really high. We have seen the US ban Nvidia from exporting to China before, but they kept finding ways of just selling even more and more. So now we are seeing the exact opposite. China banning their companies from buying Nvidia chips. So while this is short-term news, long-term, we know that somehow they will find their hands, they'll get their hands on those chips.
Okay.
So on top of that, in terms of tech advancements, I believe with the Blackwell chips, Nvidia is several years ahead of any competitor in the world. So that keeps them in the game for the foreseeable future, maybe the next 4 or 5 years. So if they are expected to dominate the chips market for the next 4 or 5 years, then we start looking at companies that are expanding in terms of data centers, the companies that are building AI products, and the investments that are going into AI development. Then you know that at some point, some of these bucks will end up in Nvidia's books.
Okay. Before we proceed to maybe the energy sector, recently, you know, TikTok got a deal from Oracle and and all these other companies which are involved with the deal.
Yeah.
What do you make of that, especially given that now it will be owned by some American entities?
Yeah.
And given how TikTok is massively used globally, what do you make of its impact, be it in the financial markets, at least in the foreseeable future?
Well, I don't think it will have much impact.
Okay.
I think about it this way. You remember Binance, when they had so much impact in the US economy, they were forced to register a company in the US, name it Binance US, which is separate from the rest of Binance.
Okay.
So it's the same thing that happened with TikTok. So they were told, for you to, to continue operating in the US, you have to sell ownership to us. And they demanded, or they agreed for 80%.
Yeah.
So American companies will buy 80% of TikTok US, not the entire TikTok.
Yeah.
They will buy 80%, and the mother company will maintain a 20% ownership.
Okay.
However, when it comes to like operational control, the board members, it will all be the US. So it's basically putting a cyber wall. It's a cyber wall, like the Mexican wall, but in this case on the cyberspace, that makes sure that the data belonging to Americans doesn't get to China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I am looking at a chart of US oil here, US oil roll. For those who do not have an FX Pesa account, you can use the link below, and create a demo account. Of course, for those who are verified, you can take advantage of the 100% bonus maxed at. I'm looking at a chart of US oil roll, at least currently, and it's trading at around, first of all, UK oil is trading at around 68, while US oil is trading at around $64 a barrel. Last time we had a discussion, you are predicting it would go below $60 a barrel.
Yeah.
But we have seen OPEC say they'll increase, of course, productions. We have seen demand at least go higher. We have seen FOMC cut rates to around 4% to 4.25%. And some commentators are already saying that the lower the dollar, even today's Daily Nation, given the Kenya SGR loan deal and the lower interest rate from the US side, we might have a relief in terms of repayments of interest and, of course, principal amount. And now back to oil, that it will increase demand or purchase of it. Do you think that will now have? Are you looking to change your prediction, or do you think still the supply will?
I still stick to it.
What informs that?
So I remember about a week ago, there was this weekend announcement by OPEC Plus countries that they will be increasing oil production by about 411,000 barrels in the month of October.
Yes.
So this is something they have been doing since April. So April they increased, May, June, July, August, September, and now October. So all this increase is not being met by an increase in growth. Oil production is usually targeted to match demand.
Yeah.
So demand, the biggest indicator of demand is economic growth. So when you look at global GDP, it's not growing as we had anticipated at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So, for instance, data from China this week showed that industrial production is slowing down. Data from Japan showed the same thing. Industrial production is slowing down.
Yeah.
So, as per the demand for oil, it's not growing at the same rate, and supply is increasing.
Yeah.
However, as per the existing supply lines, there has been out of disruptions, and the biggest one has been happening in Ukraine.
Okay.
So Ukraine has been constantly targeting Russian oil refineries.
Okay.
So this has been a big issue, because every time they strike a refinery, of course, it will take some time before that supply resumes in the market.
Yeah.
So that has been building the bullish momentum in oil. So while oil has been bullish, every time it gets around close or at $70 per barrel, that is for Brent, we often see price moving further back downwards.
Okay.
So the demand in the markets is a bit temporary.
Okay.
It's not like what we saw after COVID, oil moving from negative
30.
it was negative $7, negative $8 per barrel.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way to $134 per barrel.
Yeah.
So this time we are seeing an attempt to push up, and then the price keeps going back down.
Okay.
So as per my projection, I had mentioned that we would likely see $59 per barrel this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's still 4 months to go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And we'll see. Of course, it would make sense if you are listening to the predictions of oil and obviously the historical price if you have perhaps a demo or a live account. So for those who do not have an account, make an attempt to register using the link below. Quite easy in terms of that. And of course, you will get yourself an account. And if you have not deposited, you do stand a chance to benefit from 100% deposit bonus capped at $5,000. So that's a serious amount of money.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can take advantage of that. Finally, we have covered a bit of, what's happening before, what's happening now, what might happen in the future. What would be your top 3 predictions in the markets?
Oh, okay, this is huge.
At least until the next time we come and catch up on what's happening in the markets.
Well, as we speak, gold has been one of the best performing assets since the year started.
Yes.
And so far, it's up around 40%.
Yeah.
So my prediction first will be on BTC USD.
At around $117,000 a coin.
So BTC USD is up 25%. So that means that gold is up 15% higher than Bitcoin.
Yes.
So my projection is that by the end of the year, Bitcoiners will have higher returns than gold holders.
Okay.
Gold bags will be lagging compared to Bitcoin.
Cool. Before you go on.
Yeah.
Gold is 40% up.
Yeah.
Do you see it going further upwards?
Yes.
Okay.
As I mentioned, I see it going even higher, though some profit taking towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I see a potential big pump in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Low interest rates environment, profit taking, more risk appetite in the markets, and with the increased volatility in Bitcoin, a 1 month pump, similar to what we saw in November last year, is enough to increase returns by 30, 40, 50%.
You heard him. Keep that. We'll revisit this
We'll be
on
here.
December
We'll be here.
25th. All right. Second prediction or second unique view, at least for the next quarter.
Well, I don't know. I don't like betting against Elon Musk.
Okay.
Tesla just turned positive this week.
Yes.
So for the better part of the year, it has been trading in the negative. So first it dropped by around 50% in March, April. So by the time we got to April 2, it was down 50%. So far it has really struggled to recover, and now it has regained its, or basically cleared all the losses, and we have a few months remaining in the year. So we have had that period when Elon Musk was having some tussles with Trump, and he almost, I think he quit his job in the government, right?
Yeah,
at the Doge.
He quit, and then he bought almost $1 billion worth of shares of Tesla back. I think that has played a big role in, of course, driving the price up. So why don't you like to bet against him, and how is it related to your prediction of Tesla?
Well, anytime you see investors betting against Elon Musk, he has always come out on top.
Okay.
So there is a good chance that you are going to have a good rally on Tesla, perhaps 20 to 30% in the next couple of months before the end of the year.
Wow. That would be fast within 3 months.
Well, Tesla shares trade like a meme stock. They can move 10% in a day. So 20 and 30% is basically conservative coming from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third and final, maybe this can be anything, be it, of course, what's happening in the world, political, socio-economical, things like that. What would you be looking at that would impact or influence how you engage the markets, be it as a trader or as an investor?
Well, I had another prediction on the currency side.
Okay, go ahead.
So since the year started, the strongest currency has been the Swiss franc.
Yes.
They cut interest rates all the way back to 0%. They went into deflation territory, and somehow their currency still has demand. So having gained by around 15% against the USD,
Yeah.
that has been amazing. We're already in September, and there's this one saying that I hold true to myself: the dollar sleeps, but it doesn't sleep for long. So at some point, we could be seeing the dollar recovering against the Swiss franc.
So you are seeing the dollar strengthening.
Yeah, at some point it will strengthen, whether it's November or December.
Okay.
So I don't think we will end with that 14-15%.
Interesting.
Especially considering that month over month revenue from tariffs is increasing and people are becoming more confident that the tariffs are working.
Okay.
Then there's a good chance we could be seeing the dollar pumping hard.
Okay.
And then, of course, it will recover against those currencies that have overstretched the gains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, traders, there is it. There it is, rather. You can give your opinion or contrary opinions to such. And of course, you can back it up with your chart or even whichever data set you use to make your prediction in the markets.
You had asked me about an event
Yeah.
that would happen that would change the way I approach the markets.
Yeah, or rather, you are keeping an eye on.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on two countries, India and Japan. So Trump is pressuring these countries to stop buying oil from Russia.
Yeah.
So if Trump happens to win, that would be a wild card in the markets.
Okay.
Because Russia would be cornered. They get most of their revenue from exporting oil and other minerals.
Yes.
So if they lose that deal where they export oil to India and Japan, then that would cause a lot of volatility in the markets.
I think it will be very difficult for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. If he does that, that's a wild card.
Yeah.
And he will have faced a very turbulent year for a lot of doubters of him. Yeah. He has to win. He's so far gaining a few wins, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Maybe any closing remarks, any words of advice, or I would say something to conclude the quarter as we look to the final year and Christmas.
Well, as we approach the end of the year, I would say this is the last mile that you have to push for towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So if the markets haven't been oiling your account, or if you're just listening to this for the first time, of course, our number one advice is to go for education. Learn about trading, practice, get a skill, backtest, make sure that you know everything there is about trading. And if you've been doing that and you've been learning throughout the year, and there's still 4 months, and FX Pesa is offering a first-time deposit bonus capped at $5,000, then I don't know. I don't know why you would miss on such an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it has been an excellent 7 months with Trump.
Yeah.
Next year will be another year with Trump. Of course, we are just wrapping up on some of the key factors for this quarter, and this is probably the best quarter in terms of predictability and continuation in price.
Yeah.
So it should be exciting as we go into Q4. Hope you have enjoyed the episode. And before we let you go, remember to find us at Blankets and Wines this weekend. We are bringing the mics to meet the music. Hopefully, we'll have a chat. If you have a question and you want to interact with us, make sure to find us at our FX Pesa stand and booth, and we will have some fun games, some fun merchandise, and we'll have Rufus dancing. So that should be interesting.
Okay, technically, there will be a whole bullish experience.
Yeah. Just to wrap up and have a chance to interact with each other.
So if you've enjoyed the episode this far, make sure to leave us a comment. If something came up and you found it interesting, share your feedback, subscribe to the channel, leave us a review, and we'll always appreciate when you share this podcast with other listeners. Thank you.